Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where in today's episode, we're going to be doing a breakdown of the latest Clone Wars trailer for the final season of the Clone Wars Season 7. That's today here on Star Wars Coffee.
I have spoken.
Hello there to all of the returning subscribers, but if you're new to the channel and you're just finding me for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video and any other video from the channel that you check out, and be sure to hit that notification bell so that the bell is completely filled in, as this is the way you will never miss a new video the second it goes live.
Do it!
The Clone Wars Season 7 trailer has finally been released. It was released earlier today. I put that video up on the channel so you can check the trailer out if you haven't seen it yet. But let me just say that this trailer was very good. This was a very, very good trailer, and it did surprise me a little bit. And what I'm going to do in this video is, rather than break down each frame of the trailer, what I'm going to do is touch on more of the overall arching points, because I think that thematically and for the overall context of the Star Wars lore and the canon, I think that's more important. So, first of all, my overall impressions of the trailer were that I like the trailer. I think the animation looks good. I like that Anakin's got his longer hair now, shows that progression the closer to Revenge of the Sith. I think that's great. I think the gentleness of Ahsoka aging is also great. I like the animation of everything. It all looks great as it should. I wish they would have kept this animation throughout future Star Wars series, but I get why they didn't. But besides that, here's what I want to say in terms of the broad picture of it. So I know a lot of my subscribers are typically for the live action stuff, but if you're one of those people, roll with me for a second. This Clone Wars, you may think it's a cartoon, must be for kids. That is not the truth. I think that George Lucas, when he still owned Lucasfilm, and when they were putting together this Clone Wars series, I think that they had this idea that while a cartoon would draw in that type of audience, they can still run with intelligent stories that would draw in an adult crowd, and I think that that was successfully done throughout this. So for anybody thinking that this is just for kids, you are definitely wrong, and I suggest you check out a couple of the episodes of the Clone Wars, and it will become very apparent to you, even in the first few episodes, that this is much more intelligent and not just for kids in any way. So first of all, that is that. And then the second thing that I really want to hit on in this breakdown is the biggest point that I think needs to be explained. So rather than talk about all of the small things, I think that this is a point. So Ahsoka's main antagonist of this season is clearly going to be Darth Maul. We're going to get that. And the reason for that being, Anakin can't be an issue in this as much as he would be, because this is really getting close to Revenge of the Sith. And the reason I say getting close to is because if you watch the trailer closely, you will see an overlap between certain scenes from Revenge of the Sith and this new Clone Wars season overlapping. So what that means is we're going to see certain scenes from a different perspective. So what this means is, for example, when you see Anakin ignite his lightsaber, that is from Revenge of the Sith. We're going to get more context for that. And I think that the great idea behind this is, if you remember George Lucas talking about Revenge of the Sith when that first came out, one of the early drafts or early cuts of the film was like 4 hours long. So this is going to be a great way for us to continue to expand this storyline and expand the character of Anakin, as many people feel like he didn't get done enough justice in the prequel films. Another reason you should be watching the Clone Wars right there is for the expanded content of Anakin and really seeing him struggle to continue with the Jedi principles that it seems so easy for everybody else to follow, with his attachment especially. Another thing that I think this is going to be really good for is Ahsoka's exit from the live action portion of Revenge of the Sith. Like how we're going to get certain scenes from Revenge of the Sith from a new perspective in this final season. I think that all of the stuff we saw from Ahsoka in this trailer is going to be good context for the reason, she wasn't in Revenge of the Sith. And naturally, from the non-Star Wars universe point of view, we know that's because the character hadn't been created yet. But in terms of putting it into the canon context, her leaving is just a great way for her exit, and that's going to be something really important to this series and this season and especially for all of the Star Wars canon. And I think it's really going to show running rough on Anakin, and that's going to help his demise turn to the dark side. And the final thing that I think is important to make a note of is this is going to have to change the way we view Revenge of the Sith after this season has come out. So for those people who want to do a chronological watch of the entire Star Wars series of content that we have in terms of things you can watch, visuals, you're going to have some issues with it when you do episode 1, 2, and then start the Clone Wars. You're going to be able to watch all of the Clone Wars up until this final season. And then you're going to have to intertwine the movie, maybe watch 15 minutes of it, pause it, and go watch an episode of the Clone Wars. So at some point, maybe some fan will make a super edit, putting it all into the correct context. But I wanted to make that point too, so that these things are going to be happening simultaneously. So while it's in a different bit of canon, while it's from a different medium, one from a show, one from a film, they're still going to be within the same time period of canon. So one scene in Revenge of the Sith, and when we go to another part, we might get filled in on what Anakin was doing, or we might get filled in on what Obi-Wan or Padme is doing. So I just want to make that clear, that yes, they are going to be able to do some things from Revenge of the Sith without putting the film and retconning it. They're just going to be able to expand upon the story, and I think that's the big takeaway that you should come away with from this final trailer of the Clone Wars, other than the fact that it looks great, is those 3 points that I just made. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Also, I'm on Twitch now. I play Battlefront 2 over there, so you guys can follow me there as well. Star Wars Coffee YT over at Twitch. Give me a follow over there, and thank you guys for watching. May God bless you, and the Force be with you. If you enjoyed this episode, and frankly, even if you didn't, don't forget to subscribe.
Do it.
And if you want to help spread the word, please give this video a thumbs up and tell your friends to subscribe. Please check out the official Star Wars Coffee merchandise, and don't forget to check out all of the content playlists on this channel, including The Rise of Skywalker, The Mandalorian, and much more.